My name is Andrew Watson. I'm the Chief of Party of USAID's Morocco Economic Competitiveness Program, a project that has been working here in Morocco since 2010 with offices in Rabat and in Oujda and in El Jadida. Environmental sustainability is one of the key aspects of sustainable productivity when it comes to particularly the agricultural sector. Our definition of competitiveness is not only improved production, economically efficient production, but also social responsibility and environmental sustainability. These three things are important not only for sustainability, but also they are increasingly important for ensuring and improving access to foreign markets. Let me give you a couple examples. Up until recent years, the export of herbs from Morocco to Europe was extremely lucrative. It was a big business. But in the last 3 or 4 years, the whole industry has collapsed. And the reason was that the European importers, the European Union, and various countries would no longer accept herbs, such as mint, for example, that have excessive amounts of pesticides on them. And that is the case in Morocco, too much pesticide use. The problem is not only the access to markets, there are also health problems for the people that are applying the pesticides in the fields of Morocco, and also the Moroccans that are using these same herbs in buying them in local markets and using them. Another example would be child labor. Increasingly, overseas markets, whether it be Europe or North America, absolutely refuse to accept any products, whether they be agricultural products or processed foods, for example, that have involved the use of child labor anywhere along the way. In other words, not only does child labor on farm or in agro-processing plants have a negative impact on those children because they're not going to school, but the markets will not accept the products that are being produced. The MEC program, as with all USAID-funded projects, has a very rigorous procedure for ensuring compliance with environmental regulations, whether they be US regulations or Moroccan law. We have a series of procedures that require that we undertake a detailed environmental assessment, a screening process, before we fund any activities, whether they be grant funded or other types of activities that involve technical assistance. To give you an example, we have a pesticide use manual that deals with every single pesticide that is available in Morocco and specifies whether they should be used, cannot be used, if they are usable, what procedures need to be adopted in order to ensure that they're used safely and appropriately. One very good example of how the MEC program is linking improved economic competitiveness to environmental sustainability is the work that we're doing with several cooperatives in the Oriental region, particularly around Gerada and Talsint. The cooperatives there are harvesting aromatic and medicinal plants under an agreement with the Eaux et Forêts, the Water and Forests Department. They have these agreements in order to conserve the natural habitats where they're working, where they're harvesting the plants. But at the same time, they have the authority to commercialize what they're harvesting. And the crop that is of most interest to MEC has been rosemary, because we identified early on that there are some very lucrative overseas markets for simple rosemary products, dried leaves and so on. What MEC has done to improve the competitiveness of these groups is give them grants that enable them to buy fairly sophisticated equipment for cleaning and processing the rosemary and then for packaging it. The cooperatives can then sell this value-added product to buyers in Morocco who then export the product over to countries overseas, particularly to Europe and to North America. With one single activity, we are conserving the environment, some very, very fragile and important habitat, and improving the lives of cooperative members and the people, often nomads, that are working for the cooperatives for day wages.